Hey guys, today I'm going to be designing 4 different winter/Christmas themed barns. I literally woke up at 3:30 a.m. one morning this week and was like, I just got the inspiration for these barns. I came up with 4 different themes: silver and gold, like the song from Frosty the Snowman, the animated cartoon, white Christmas, winter wonderland, and a Christmas tree. So I'm going to be designing 4 barns based on these themes, and let's get started. Alright, the first theme was white Christmas, and I quickly learned that the shades of white that we have in this game are very pink toned, and they're all different tones, and it kind of looks a little bit crusty. My original plan was just to make everything as white as possible. I wanted it to look like it was covered in snow, you know what I mean? And then I tried to add some pops of gray because all white was not doing it for me. So I tried to add some light gray and then tried to get more texture because the white looked really plain by itself. And here's the finished product. It has a touch of gray and quote white stalls. We're gonna pretend they're white. And overall, this stable is pretty wintry themed. It kind of reminds me of a white Christmas, which is exactly what the theme is. One of my favorite parts about this stable is the rug on the flooring. It actually just makes the whole thing come together and feel a little bit cozy. The silver hardware kind of gives it a little bit of a touch that brings in the gray. And overall, I like this stable. It's not like my favorite stable in the world, but here's what I came up with for White Christmas. Hopefully you guys like it. Alright, the next theme that I had in mind was Winter Wonderland, and for this I was thinking more blue and white tones. So it's kind of similar to the first theme. Don't worry, the second 2 themes are very different and out there, which are fun. But yeah, the blue and white is what I was going for this one. It kind of gives like a snow, wintry sky feeling, and I was kind of trying to decide which blues to put together because there's this bright blue from the Moorland set, but they didn't have the bright blue in all the different areas that I wanted them to have it. They also have the Baroque blue and the Brickhaven blue bars, and they don't match each other. Then they have the Moorland Ghost blue, and I wanted to combine 2 different blues because if you guys know me, you know I don't love things to match perfectly. I like things to go but not match. And so I attempted to add white and different blues to make it go together. And then as you'll see, I really struggled with what I wanted. So I drastically changed the stable like 3 times before falling upon what I eventually decided I liked the best. Okay, this is what I ended up settling on. I added a touch of the frosty gray and white brick for the lower walls. The upper walls, I chose the blue Baroque with white details. And then I chose, again, the white Baroque gates for the stalls and tried to keep it very simple with white trim and white flooring. I mean, again, not the most exciting, but if you're looking for winter wonderland, I felt like this really fit the theme. I like how the ceiling kind of reminds me of like ice, and then the lower half is very frosty. But yeah, I like this stable. I feel like this is fun for a seasonal winter wonderland vibe. Alright, the next theme I was pretty impressed with my 3:30 a.m. brain. I swear, I dreamed this idea. Silver and gold. Do you guys know that like animated cartoon Frosty the Snowman? Or maybe it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, I think it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer where he sings the song Silver and Gold. That's what I was thinking of when I was thinking of silver and gold. I'm not crazy, I swear. So the first thing I did was kind of check out the different silver and gold hardware that's available and the different colors. I ended up settling on this copper color from the Baroque set, but I did play around with the gold color from the Baroque set as well. And then I ended up deciding not to interpret the gold so literally because the bronzy color looked just better. And then I played around with the black because I didn't want it to be too gothic, but I felt like black was the perfect color to use for a silver and gold stable. So I tried to find a good balance that was not too dark, not too light, and that tied the silver and gold together pretty well. One thing was for sure, I did want to do upper and lower Baroque walls because I felt like it kept the theme of silver and gold like pretty real. And then I played around with the flooring. One of my favorite floorings to do is this black mesh. I don't know what to call it, but I love this flooring. It's so fun. Okay, and I ended up settling on these Brookhaven styled stalls with the kind of copperish tan details. I felt like that went really well with the bronze color from the Baroque set. And then I matched it up with a bronze gate. I think it was from the Brookhaven set actually. And then the copper on the bottom and the silver on top. I felt like this stable really screamed silver and gold, but did it in a way that I would actually want for my home stable. So here it is again. One of my favorite parts of this stable is the flooring. It just makes this stable for me. I want to find a Western stable that I could use this flooring for, but so far I've only found that it works really well for Gothic stables. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, the next theme and the final theme for my winter themed stables is Oh Christmas Tree. So this one is full on decked out Christmas. I started out with these upper candy cane walls, which is pretty straightforward Christmas. And it's honestly hard to use these walls. I just think they're kind of ugly, but I attempted. So I based the whole stable. I wanted it to be woodsy, kind of like a Christmas tree. There has wood and then dark greens with white trim. And I played around with different colors from the rustic set of wood and tried out a few different sets, but ended up settling on the rustic because it just looked the best. And I decided to keep it pretty simple and just use the dark wood, otherwise it felt too busy with all of the different colors in the stable, especially because the floor is pretty busy. This is one of my favorite floorings to use for Christmas, but you have to be pretty careful and keep it simple with the decorations. Then I played around with what hardware colors to use for the stable and what gate I wanted. And I ended up settling on this. As you can see, later on, I decided to change the upper walls. Instead of the candy cane walls, I ended up using this red brick, and I feel like it's a little less literal Christmas, but I love it. It looked so nice, so neat, and I kind of finished it up with the green lanterns. So yeah, this is, I think, my favorite stable of the 4 that I did. It's very over-the-top Christmassy. If that's what you're going for, you're gonna love this. And then we have our Christmassy rug in the middle. It's just perfect. This is gonna be my stable when it gets to be December. I mean, I'm not one to celebrate Christmas before Thanksgiving, okay? But anyways, this is the finished product. Let me know which of the stables was your favorite, which one was your least favorite. You can tell me if you want. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I'm on thin ice, you'd never guess. I've been hiding on my